Hi, do you want to pass the Cambridge Pet Speaking exam? Today I'm going to give you some essential tips to help you pass part 3 of the speaking exam, and not just pass, but you guessed it, get you a better grade. Remember to turn the subtitles on so you can follow along. So let's get started. The Pet Speaking exam lasts for between 10 and 12 minutes in total. If you haven't seen my video on Pet Speaking Part 1 and 2, I would suggest that you check it out now by clicking the link above or down below in the comment section. Pet Speaking Part 3 lasts 3 minutes. So what do you talk about in Pet Speaking Part 3? This is known as the extended turn. Each candidate is given a colour photograph and is asked to speak alone about it for approximately 1 minute. The photograph will be of an everyday situation. Here is an example task. The examiner will set up the task as follows. Now I'd like each of you to talk on your own about something. I'm going to give each of you a photograph of, in this case, people reading and writing. Candidate A, here is your photograph. Please show it to Candidate B, but I'd like you to talk about it. Candidate B, you just listen. I'll give you your photograph in a moment. Candidate A, please tell us what you can see in the photograph. Candidate A will speak for 1 minute. Then the examiner will say, now Candidate B, here is your photograph. It also shows people, in this case, reading and writing. Please show it to Candidate A and tell us what you can see in the photograph. Then Candidate B will speak for 1 minute. The examiner will take back the photographs, and this is the end of Speaking Part 3. So how do you approach Pet Speaking Part 3? Think about describing the following things: place, people, activity, objects, colours. In the exam it will be a colour photograph, atmosphere, time of the day, and weather. Or a handy way to remember this is the 5 W's: who, where, when, what, and why. You should describe what you see. Think of it as describing a picture to someone on the phone, as if they can't see it, and you need to describe it in detail. For example, for photograph 1, you could say, the photograph shows a coffee shop, possibly outside on a terrace or in a light sunny room. It could be a conservatory. The man is around 18. He could be in his early 20s. He's got short blonde hair and is wearing a dark blue jacket and a white shirt. The man is sitting at a table reading a newspaper. The table has a pile of books on it and a diary. The table also has a jug on it and also pots of salt and pepper. In the foreground we can see 3 chairs, and in the background there are many windows and plants. The window frames are white, the plants are different shades of green. The man looks relaxed and interested in his newspaper, and the room is empty, so it looks like a peaceful place to read. It could be morning or afternoon, as it's a light room. It seems like a bright day and possibly sunny. Then the second candidate is given a photo to describe. You should listen to what your partner says, as this is a starting point for Pet Speaking Part 4. Both photographs relate to the same topic. For photograph 2, you could say, the photograph shows a family scene, maybe a home, more specifically in a kitchen, and in the background a living room. You can see 4 people in the picture, presumably the mother, father, daughter and son. The boy is wearing a t-shirt and trousers, and the mother is wearing a long skirt and top. The little girl has a ponytail. On the right we can see a boy sitting at a desk, and it looks like he's on a computer. On the left is the mother with the daughter, and it looks like they're arranging flowers in a vase. The son looks older than the daughter. In the background, in the living room, we can see the father, who is sitting at a table, and it looks like he's working on a laptop. In the kitchen, there's a cooker with saucepans on and many shelves displaying kitchen utensils. There are many cupboards and drawers. The kitchen cupboards and drawers are white. It looks like a normal family spending time together. It looks quite relaxed. We can see that it's light outside, so it must be daytime. It's light and bright, so it could be sunny outside. So how are you assessed for PET Speaking Part 3? Number 1, grammar and vocabulary. This is important as it shows how accurate you are, as well as the range of language you use and the appropriacy of the language. It are also important for PET Speaking Part 3. 2, discourse management. This is how you link ideas, how long and relevant your answers are. This is particularly important for Speaking Part 3. So link ideas with connectives such as and so and because. The best ideas link ideas into longer sentences. 3, pronunciation. An accent is fine as long as you can be understood. And 4, interactive communication. This is not relevant for PET Speaking Part 3, as you will not speak with your partner. Finally, global achievement. This is an overall mark on how well you do in all 4 parts of the speaking test. The PET Speaking exam represents 25% of your PET total mark. So here is some useful language for PET Speaking Part 3. Saying what you can see. In the picture I can see, there's, there are, I think it's a, I don't think. Describing something. It looks like a, followed by a noun. It looks quite, followed by an adjective. He looks, followed by an adjective. The girl looks a bit, followed by an adjective. Saying where something is. In the foreground, in the background you can see, on the left, on the right, at the bottom, in this corner, or in the middle. Comparing things. The girl looks much older than the boy. The yellow car is the biggest. The mother isn't as pretty as the baby. Here are my tips for speaking Part 3 of the PET exam. Number 1, use adjectives and adverbs to make your description more interesting. Remember the 5 W's: who, where, when, what and why. 3, listen to your partner, as speaking Part 4 is a continuation of the same theme. And finally, if you don't know the vocabulary, paraphrase. Say what it looks like and what it's used for. Okay, so it's quiz time. You have 2 minutes to describe a photograph. False. You have 1 minute. 2, you don't need to listen to your partner as their photograph is different to yours. False. You should listen as both photographs relate to the same topic and will be discussed further in speaking Part 4. If you don't know a word, you should describe it and say what it's used for. True. Remember to paraphrase. This impresses examiners to see that you can communicate ideas even without all the vocabulary. Finally, good luck. You now know how to pass Part 3 of the PET Speaking exam. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Oxford English Now, for free English language videos out every Friday. Thank you for watching.